Welcome to Eerie Bites of History, your daily serving of strange bites of the past. A haunted house's dark truth, a king's fall by fate, and a queen condemned to die, all of which happened on October 14th. Let's begin. On October 14th, 1975, the small town of Amityville, New York, fell under the shadow that would never fully lift. Inside a quiet courtroom, Ronald DeFiro Jr. stood trial, accused of slaughtering his entire family, his parents and 4 siblings, as they slept in their beds. The murders had taken place nearly a year earlier, in the now infamous house at 112 Ocean Avenue, a home that neighbors once described as peaceful. But on the night of November 13th, 1974, something inside DeFiro snapped. One by one, he moved from room to room with a .35 caliber rifle, firing 6 deadly shots. Each family member was found laying face down. No one appeared to have been awake, no signs of a struggle, no cries for help. The police couldn't explain how an entire household could be murdered so quietly, and soon whispers began, claims of something unnatural that lived inside the house. When the trial began on October 14th, he claimed he had heard voices, and the voices told him to kill. The jury didn't believe him, sentencing to 6 life terms, but the house had only begun to tell its story. Months later, a new family moved in, only to flee 28 days later, claiming they'd been terrorized by unseen forces. Shadows in the hall, walls oozing liquid, phantom steps echoing in the night. Whether it was guilt, grief, or something darker, no one can say for sure. The house is a reminder that sometimes evil doesn't leave when the crime's over. Fact or fiction, the Amityville horror house is still standing, though it's been renovated and the address has been changed to deter tourists. Even Google has it blurred out. It has also inspired horror film franchise, with films from 1979 all the way to 2018, having its legend live on. On October 14th, in the year 1066, in the fields near a small English village of Hastings ran red with blood. What began as a cold autumn morning ended as a haunting day in English history. Thousands of Norman and Saxon soldiers crashed beneath the gray sky, steel meeting flesh, arrows bolting out the sun. The air was thick with the screams of the dying and the mud slick with the fallen. And at the center of it all stood King Harold Godwinson, the last Anglo-Saxon king of England, fighting to keep his crown. They say near the battle's end, an arrow flew through the smoke and struck Harold in the eye. The image endured in the Bayeux tapestry, the king collapsing, crutching his face, his reign ending in a heartbeat. But was it true, or was it crafted by the Norman victors to humiliate the fallen foe? Some accounts say he was hacked down by knights, others whispered he was executed where he laid on the ground, trembling beneath the weight of bodies. Whatever the truth, the fields of Sinlac Ridge became a graveyard, and England itself was forever changed. They say that victory is written by the winners, and that arrow, real or legend, became more than a wound. It became a symbol. It sounds like revenge, possibly from the artist. On October 14th, 1586, in a dim stone-walled hall of Fotheringhay Castle, a queen sat trial for her life. Mary, Queen of Scots, once a ruler of a proud nation, now a prisoner of her cousin, Queen Elizabeth I. She had spent nearly 19 years locked away in captivity, accused of conspiracy to murder the English queen to seize her throne. She was charged with treason, and the punishment, death. Mary faced her judges alone. No lawyers, no allies. The men before her had made up their minds. Their so-called evidence, letters and confessions, was a patchwork of deception pieced together by Elizabeth's spymaster. Still, Mary held her head high. "I am a queen by birth," she said, "not a subject of the laws of England." But her words fell silent, cold eyes watched her, and her crown became her cage. As the trial dragged on, the candlelight flickered across the damp stone, shadows twisted like specters around her. She may have already known then that her fate was sealed. The verdict was written long before she even spoke. 4 months later, she would kneel before the executioner's block. When the blade fell, some said her lips continued to move, whispering a prayer that echoed through the hall. A queen condemned not by her crimes, but by her crown. Mary lost everything that day, and history likes to call it justice, but in the candlelight and whispers, it felt a lot more like a theatrical performance, with only one ending ever written. Like your history snack-sized? Drop us a comment with your favorite bite and subscribe. Join us daily for your eerie dose of the past.